Good morning, I'm Terry, and welcome to Tardis Spider. This week, returning characters in classic Doctor Who. With 155 stories, someone had to show up more than once. So let's see how many returning characters there were in classic Doctor Who. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe. Please leave a like. Leave a comment. Help us make this a better channel. And now, returning characters in classic Doctor Who. With Matt Smith's Doctor, the idea that he could travel into the past or future and throughout all of the universe and revisit old friends or call in favors as needed is far away from anything in the classic series. With so many familiar faces in A Good Man Goes to War and The Wedding of River Song, I wondered how often did supporting characters return in classic Who. There are 155 stories in classic Who, and it was rare for a companion or supporting actor to return in the series. With his inability to steer the TARDIS, Hartnell's Doctor was unable to even return Barbara and Ian home. The only returning evil was the Daleks, with the monk the only character to return, the meddling monk, and the Daleks' master plan. For Patrick Troughton's Doctor, any control of the TARDIS was still just a dream, and the meeting of Professor Travers for a second time in the Web of Fear, 40 years after the first meeting in the Abominable Snowmen, was due to the great intelligence, not any control of the TARDIS. More fortuitous would be the upcoming reunion with Colonel Lethbridge Stewart, after a promotion to Brigadier in The Invasion. The BBC liked the Brigadier, as played by Nicholas Courtney, so much that he would return again in most of the upcoming unit stories. The John Pertwee era of the early 1970s is a bonanza for returning characters, meaning it's time for the unit stories. Unit characters return so often they have their own title, the Unit Family. The following unit members returned all throughout the early 70s stories: Brigadier Stewart, Captain Yates, Corporal Sergeant Warrant Officer Benton, and Corporal Bell. This brings us to Liz Shaw. Is she a companion or a returning character? Now, can we think of Liz Shaw as a traveling companion? On screen, she never enters the TARDIS. Note, a non-functional TARDIS at this time. Yet even then, both the Brigadier and Benton traveled to Omega's world, again in the same non-functional TARDIS. So, since she did not travel, I must think of Liz Shaw as a returning character, as I consider all unit members with the exceptions of Joe Grant and Harry Sullivan in 70s Doctor Who. For the Tom Baker era, I have one returning character in mind, but I'll save them for later. Both Peter Davison and Colin Baker would encounter the character of Lytton in Resurrection of the Daleks and Attack of the Cybermen. Colin Baker would twice encounter the little character Syl in Vengeance on Varos and Mind Warp. And during the trial of the Time Lord, we will meet Sabalon Glitz, who would meet Colin Baker and later Sylvester McCoy. Maybe the most interesting returning character returned 4, or was it maybe 5 times? Always played by a different actor. It's the Time Lord Barusa. Barusa appears in The Deadly Assassin, The Invasion of Time, The Arc of Infinity, and The 5 Doctors, during which time he would regenerate 3 or 4 times, but he would evolve from judge, teacher, mentor, to foe. And what do I mean by judge? Was the Time Lord Barusa involved in the trial of the Second Doctor? I don't think we will ever know. Now that's most, if not all, of the returning characters in classic Doctor Who. Did I miss any? And with so many returning characters in New Who, there's another video to be made here. And for a recommendation this week, in July, a favorite television series of mine, Leverage, will be returning. So catch Leverage on the IMBD site on your streaming service. Enjoy Leverage, enjoy Doctor Who. Enjoy your journey through time and space. Remember, social distance if it makes you feel better. Wear a mask if you think you need to. Love your friends, love your family, and remember, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.